to my channel today, and we are doing a brand new Create Sim video. Now, I haven't done one of these in a very long time, and I apologize for that, but we are back better than ever because I have the spur of inspiration to make a big, happy family in The Sims 4. Now, this family consists of 8 different Sims, so that's why the video is so much longer than a normal Create a Sim. And this family I've been talking about for a very long time in different videos for the past recent 2 years or so for my save file. And this is actually one of the Sims that I've been planning to create for a long time, but I've been waiting for specific updates and, different outfits that I wanted to use from different packs, but couldn't. But now that we have certain packs, I can finally use them. Now, this family is called the Cornett family, and they consist of 2 elders, 3 adults, and 2 kids. Now, the current sim that I'm currently making right now, her name is Ellie Courtney, and she's been living for a very long time. She's like 86 years old, and her husband is also Vance Cornett. They've been married for about 40 some odd years now, and they have 3 beautiful kids together, and it's so wonderful and so amazing. And Ellie Courtney actually is a Renaissance sim, so she loves to be good at many things at once. She's creative, family orientated, but also is a bookworm. Now, I did this Create a Sim video way before we had the Sims delivery update with Complex Sims, so I don't have any of the new stuff from this video, but of course I will be adding in the bonnets and the do-rags to these Sims at a later date. So when you have them in the game on the gallery, they should have all those outfits, including set skills, aspirations, and also careers. Because the one thing about my save file that I want to do is to make it very different, where I have set things already in place for them, like careers, aspirations, relationships, and basically where they live and what's in their inventory and everything. Now, I don't know if when I upload these Sims to the gallery, will they have stuff in their inventory when you download them? I'm not sure. I don't think so. But if you download my save file at some point in the future when it's done, they should have stuff in their inventory, because Vance Cornett used to be in the military career for a very long time, but he has gotten out, of course, since then. So he doesn't really have any of those cool things anymore. So he's out of that, but he has all his medals, which is really good for him. And I actually kind of basically made him retired as a grand marshal at level 10 of the military career. But as for Ellie, she's in the teacher career at level 10 as a head chancellor, as an administrator, in the administrator track. So she's been doing some good things for herself, and so has Vance as well. And they both live in Willow Creek. And their kids, however, live in different parts of the world. One lives in Willow Creek, another one lives in, I believe, Newcrest, and one lives in Oasis Springs. I try to keep this generic family base game friendly when it comes to the worlds we live in. Of course, that way, if you don't have a certain pack, then you'll still have them and all the other stuff. So you should see no difference between location, if that makes any sense. I don't know, but of course, with Vance and Ellie, they have set skills and everything, set relationships. And I was so happy because when I was creating these Sims, I was just over the moon on how far I was trying to go with each and every one of them. Now, with their eldest son, he is definitely someone that I would say is a go-getter. He is someone that loves to try new things every single day. He is a pastry chef, so he wants to be a head chef one day, open up his own bakery. And what's really cool about Nicholas is that he wants to one day open up his own bakery by making cakes, delicious cupcakes, whatever it might be, and sell them. And so I'm having him make his own bakery one day in the future when the new My Wedding Stories game pack comes out on the 23rd of February. So that will be one of those cool looking things that we'll be having for sure. Now, for Nicholas, the way he grew up, he was the first, and then he had another sibling. And his sibling, they did not get along at all. And their name is Brooklyn Cornett, who is a seasoned thespian. And what's so cool about Brooklyn, Brooklyn has been one of those people who has always wanted to become an actress. And so Brooklyn is an art lover, romantic, and self-absorbed. And I forgot to mention, Nicholas's aspiration, I forget, is a head chef or wants to be a master chef, but his traits are good, ambitious, and gloomy. So he can kind of be a little bit down on himself, of course, but that is why Brooklyn and Nicholas never got along, because Brooklyn has always been like that self-absorbed sim that wanted things her way or the highway. Like it's like my way or the highway type of moment for Brooklyn. And she moved out and lives in, I believe, Oasis Springs, and is trying to become good friends with the Landgrab family and also the Goth family. So she's trying to be like that head honcho, rich, stylized sim. And I believe she lives in a mid-century modern home. She doesn't have a lot of money because she's just starting out in her career, but she does have a sense of a head on her shoulders of where she wants to go in life. And I'm really happy that she's doing things for herself, but also at the same time, keep your friends close and your family close, but your enemies very, very far away. Like in my mind, Brooklyn doesn't know about like the full Landgrab lore and like legacy, that she might get double crossed by Nancy if she's not careful. Like one day they could be going out to a coffee shop, next day they could be like zip bada bing bada boom out, money, penniless and jobless and houseless, and they gotta resort all the way back to their parents' house. Now, I don't know if we'll ever get inheritance in The Sims 4, but I would love to have inheritance in The Sims 4, because I would love to see how these three siblings would really kind of, work. Like, how would they work together, So it'd be really interesting to see how all this will be. Now, for this sim in particular, I am actually making Nicholas's wife / kind of ex-girlfriend. Here's the thing about Nicholas and this lovely sim here, Sylvia Cornett. They are an on and off couple. They're not technically married, but what I'm gonna do in the game, before I upload them to the gallery, I'm going to actually have to go into the game and change their relationship from like married to fiancés, because they've been like this on and off couple for so many years, like 16 years, high school sweethearts, or I guess junior high sweethearts, went to college together, had degrees and everything. But it's like, they're not made for each other. They give me like Nate and Maddie vibes from Euphoria, but way worse. But they're full-blown adults with issues that they just don't belong together. They're very toxic. And so the thing is with Sylvia, she doesn't really have, like I said, a good head on her shoulders. Sylvia doesn't. Sylvia's in denial. Sylvia is a freelance, like a botanist, like a botanist, person who is outgoing, loves the outdoors, but is very clumsy. But also, if we had like a fourth trait for her, I would say that she's also self-absorbed and non-committal. So 5 traits basically. Yeah, they're not made for each other. And Ellie and Vance like kind of knew from the very beginning when they first met Sylvia that they, no, not made for each other. Toxic as ever. Not really good. Would not recommend. They're crazy. So we'll have to see how this like story of their lives carry out. But like I said, Sylvia, Nicholas, toxic. But the cool thing, they have a kid together, and their kid is named Asia, and Asia is a transgendered sim. And so I wanted to dress Asia into like different types of clothing, like feminine / like masculine clothing, but more on like the masculine side. I haven't changed their body frame in the game because both male and female kids are the same body frame basically. So, but I changed all their looks to fit more of like the side of the guy side, if that makes sense. And I was very, very heavily inspired by Euphoria. I've been watching that show a lot lately, and they kept their name Asia because they like it, and they want to be able to have their name. And they go by they, them pronouns, by the way. And so Asia is a transgendered male. And so when they age up, they will be transgender as a teen. So you'll have all that kind of going for you when you get to that point in their life, of course. But I've been heavily inspired by Euphoria. Euphoria is like my favorite show right now. I love it. I'm addicted. And Asia's kind of like Jewel from Euphoria, if that makes any sense. So yeah, I think it's just like, oh, I love that show so much. It's just so good and dramatic and chaotic. But the last sim that we have here, or second to last sim actually, is Jacqueline Cornett. And Jacqueline is actually related to Nicholas and the other sim. I forget the name. They're basically, Jacqueline is the other kid of Ellie and Vance. So Ellie and Vance had 3 kids. And Jacqueline, I would say, is a sim who just loves to explore life. And they are a computer engineer, by the way. That is their career. However, Jacqueline is a bookworm, loner, and a goofball. And all Jacqueline's life has always wanted to go somewhere into, like, what's that, computer mechanic style of learning. They love robots, they love technology, they love science, they love everything when it comes to machines. And so they went to university to get an engineering degree, and that's why they're a computer engineer, which is really cool. But they also like being by themselves, so they are very much of a loner. They live by themselves in Newcrest, in a very small, quiet little neighborhood made for elders mainly. And they get along with elders very much so, and so that's why they kind of like bond. But Jacqueline has a very unique stylized style to them that's so elegant and so unique and more for them. But at times with Jacqueline, they like to go out to the town in Willow Creek or San Myshuno and party. Like they're an introvert, but also an extrovert, but they don't like being near people half of the time. So I thought it'd be really fun to definitely give Jacqueline that sense of style. And like, you know, just going full blown out with the Carnival kit. And I love that kit, by the way, with the clothing. So I thought it was perfect for them. But the last sim that we have here is Lorenzo Cornette. Now, Lorenzo Cornette is the son of Brooklyn. There we go. Brooklyn Cornette had the kid Lorenzo. Their father is no longer in the picture because the father died from a very mysterious plane accident in Strangeville. Was George Cahill. But yeah, you know the gist. Basically, George Cahill, he's crazy, lives in Strangeville with a broken down plane, who lives underground in his plane. So Lorenzo and Brooklyn, they no longer have, like, you know, a fatherly figure in the home. So Brooklyn is the father and the mother to Lorenzo. And I think that it's just so nice that Lorenzo can grow up in a big family, but also at the same time be themselves. And so this family is just like amazing, and it makes me happy that they're happy and they're living the life the way they want to live it and be their true authentic selves the way they want to be. And they all have different careers and all different aspirations and all different lifestyles and different, you know, relationships in different parts of the world in The Sims 4. And hopefully you all will like these Sims when you download them off of the gallery and, you know, enjoy their lives and what I've told so far in this video. And yeah. But either way, I'm going to go and actually wrap up this video right here. I do hope you all enjoyed it. Let me know down in the comments below, as always, of what you thought of the Cornett family. And I will see you all in the next video. Bye!